One of my favorite Sith Lords of all time is the ancient Dark Lord of the Sith, Tula Kord. Not much is really known about Tula Kord in his life, but more, he's a Sith Lord of fable. Tula Kord, in my opinion, is similar to the Sith's version of great warriors like King Arthur. Warriors and leaders whose stories have lived on throughout the Sith Empire. We don't really know a lot of the specific details about Tula Kord's life, but we do know are some of his major achievements, that being that he's one of the few Sith Lords ever to unite the entire Sith Empire under one Dark Lord and sole leader. That leader, of course, being himself, being deemed the Sith Ari, or the Sith Chosen One. Perhaps the thing that Tula Kord is most famous for, though, is his record in lightsaber combat. Every major lightsaber wielder in Star Wars has been defeated in lightsaber combat at one point or another. Tula Kord, though, spent the majority of his early life training specifically with the lightsaber, and as a result of this training, Tula Kord became the single greatest lightsaber duelist in all of Star Wars. His reign was over 100 years long, and over that 100 years, Tula Kord was never once defeated in a lightsaber duel. But why is this? Why was Tula Kord considered the greatest lightsaber duelist that has ever lived in Star Wars? What did the Sith Lord have to undergo in order to become the greatest duelist in Star Wars, and what factors worked in his favor? To understand this, we have to go back to the basics of a lightsaber duel in lightsaber combat, and the various forms of lightsaber combat. The first form of lightsaber combat is Shi-Cho. The form again was the very basics of a lightsaber fighting style. It involved heavy sweeping movements and involved focusing on more than one enemy at once. It was a form that was used by both the Jedi and the Sith. However, as time progressed, it became inferior, and another lightsaber form needed to be developed to counter it. Another major reason why another lightsaber form was developed is lightsaber duels became far more frequent occurrences in the Star Wars galaxy. Jedi and Sith were constantly fighting one another, and Sith were constantly dueling one another as well. Therefore, a form needed to be created that was specifically meant for lightsaber to lightsaber combat. That form was Form 2 lightsaber combat, Makashi, or the dueling-centric form. Makashi has one major difference from all of the other lightsaber forms, that being that Makashi is the only lightsaber form specifically tailored for a lightsaber duel. The other lightsaber forms take upon themselves other factors, such as how to deal with non-lightsaber wielding foes. But again, Makashi is the only form that focuses specifically on another lightsaber duelist, and the era Tula Kord was born in was the era where Makashi was being developed. Makashi is the lightsaber form used by Count Dooku most famously among the Star Wars fandom. This was one of the major reasons why Dooku is considered one of the most powerful lightsaber duelists we have ever seen in Star Wars, because again, his favored form was a form specifically tailored for lightsaber to lightsaber combat, and a major revelation that we just recently learned about in the Star Wars universe, or at least recent dots that I connected, is so was Tula Kord. Tula Kord was an undefeated lightsaber duelist because just like Dooku, he was a Form 2 master. The only difference is Tula Kord was around when Form 2 was created, and was around when it was in its infancy. Tula Kord was actually one of the main pioneers of Form 2 lightsaber combat, meaning that most likely many of the lightsaber wielding foes that he came against during this era used Form 1 lightsaber combat and not Form 2. During the reign of Tula Kord, the other lightsaber forms had not even been developed yet, meaning that Forms 3 through 7 were not even a factor, this giving Tula Kord a major advantage, and the reason why he was undefeated in a lightsaber duel. Let me explain it this way. In a straight up duel, lightsaber form Form 1 versus lightsaber Form 2, the Form 2 practitioner will win every single time. Again, because essentially Form 2 lightsaber combat was created to counter Form 1. Beyond this, if Tula Kord ever encountered another Form 2 master, his familiarity with the form was intense, meaning that he would already know the sequences of his opponent before ever entering a lightsaber duel. Essentially what this meant is every person that Tula Kord dueled, he had a major advantage over. If he dueled a Form 1 lightsaber duelist, his form was simply superior, and if he came into a lightsaber duel with another Form 2 practitioner, his experience far overshadowed theirs. Before I produced this video, one of the most frequently asked questions on the channel is, how did Tulip Horde become so powerful? Because we've explained him so many times, the question has evolved to who is the most powerful lightsaber duelist to why are they the most powerful lightsaber duelists? And I hope this video finally answers your guys' question. But leave your thoughts on this in the comments down below, and am I correct in my assessment of Tulip Horde and why he was so successful? As always, my friends, thank you guys so much for watching. May the Force be with you, and have a great day.